services that your family was in, it seemed like the Marine Corps is really underrepresented. I think you said you had one uncle?
Yeah, great uncle.
Okay. So other than that, I mean, why you said earlier there was, you always wanted to be in the military, but why the Marine Corps and why the infantry?
Well, it wasn't always, you know, like I wanted to be a top gun pilot, a naval aviator like Tom Cruise, you know, like be like Maverick, you know, fly the F-14, but that never really worked out because I found out, you know, as I got older that you'd have to go to, you know, college and then do all like lengthy process that, like, at the time I thought that I wouldn't be able to achieve, so I decided to do something a little easier. Of course, at the time I was like, I don't want to be a pilot anymore. I want to be a Navy SEAL. You know, fuck yeah, Navy SEALs are cool. Fuck yeah. But I don't want to join the Navy yet, so let's go to the Marine Corps. And the funny thing is, well, it's not really funny, it's kind of ironic, that the Marine recruiter called me on September 10th, the day before September 11th. And he's like, hey, you want to come in for an interview? And I was like, you know, kind of thinking about it. I was like, yeah, okay, let's see what the Marines got. And then, like, September 11th happened, and, like, everything went to shit, you know. I mean, of course, you know, you guys were there. But, so I went in a couple days later, and the recruiter wasn't there. He was, like, gone taking care of another pulley. So, like, the other recruiter was there. He, like, talking to me. He's like, well, how old are you? I was like, you know, only 7, like, I'm not even 17 yet. And he goes, okay, well, you know, here's some pamphlets. You know, when you hit your senior year, call us, come talk to us. And I was like, all right, no problem. You know, just kind of left it at that. Not really didn't think about it too much. And then one of my other buddies talking about going to the Marine Corps, talking about how cool it was and stuff like that. So I was thinking, it's like, well, maybe that's cool. And then my senior year came around. You know, turned 18 in August, and the recruiter was there, and Sergeant Tudor, pretty cool. She had a couple of her guys that just came back from boot camp wearing the brand new Digicamis, and, you know, they came walking over there, and, like, the guy said something, and, like, one of my buddies was laughing, and he thought we were laughing at him, and so he started to get a little offended. And then I was like, and to change the subject, I was like, hey, what's with your camis? He was, what do you mean? I was like, well, they're not different. I was like, they're different, you know, they're not what the normal the normal tricolors that you see. He's like, oh, well, these are the new digital camouflage. I was like, you know, being the smart ass that I am, and I'm damn proud of it, I was like, so what, you can jump in front of a computer and nobody's gonna see you? And he's like, no. I mean, he's like, if somebody takes a satellite picture of us, it kind of breaks up the image a little bit. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. He goes, you ever thought about joining the Marine Corps? I'm like, yeah, I thought about it. And so he had me fill out one of the contact cards, which he got the points for. And if I would have known that, I wouldn't have done it. Because he in no way, he in no way got me to join the Marine Corps. He did nothing. It was all me. But, so, you know, Sergeant Tudor called me up. She called me, and, like, I went to a meeting, like, just by myself, didn't want my dad there. And we started talking about it and stuff like that, and told her what I wanted, tell her how I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. And I was like, and she goes, well, you know, she's like, going to the SEALs is difficult, especially if you go into the Marine Corps. And, like, my thought process was like, well, I can go in the Marine Corps, I can go in the infantry, I can go to recon, and then go to Navy SEALs. But it didn't really work out like that, because I figured out that you could have to cross-check to another service, and just, you know, it doesn't work like that. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll just, you know, join the infantry, go recon. Close enough. So we did all that. I signed the papers in October 12th of 2002. And signed the papers, went to MEPS, did my physical, did my ASVAB test, and all that other stuff. And Sergeant Tudor, when we were finishing the paperwork, she's like, you sure you want to be infantry? I'm like, yeah, well, why not? She goes, well, just checking. You know, pretty much that's where she left it. But, I mean, I love the infantry. Like, it follows my redneck ways. I'm outdoors, I get to carry guns, and I get to have fun. And plus, I get to blow shit up occasionally. I mean, who doesn't love that?
No, that's definitely high on my priority. You know, there's not too many explosives in Utah. Well, in mining, but anyway.
Yeah. So, let's see. And when I joined the Marine Corps, just kind of started going through like trying to finish school, finish football season out, just finish strong, so I can just wait till I go to boot camp, you know. And I got back to school a couple days later after MEPS and stuff like that. And actually, it was Friday, and we had a game that night, so I missed Thursday, all of Friday, and got back in time just to go play football, which was, you know, really kick ass. And the next week, I was talking to one of my ex-girlfriends, and I told her, I was like, hey, I got to talk to you. And she's like, what do you want? I was like, look, I joined the Marine Corps. And she's like, shut up. I was like, no, I'm serious. I joined the Marine Corps. I signed the papers. I leave in boot camp, you know, after we graduate in the summer. And she started tearing up, and she goes, bam, punched me right in the nose. I was like, what the hell did you do that for? She like just ran off crying. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that kind of didn't go over too well, but whatever. And then in March, when the invasion broke out, you know, I had to come in here and clean out the regime and stuff. Like, watching it on the news, like, interested in it, showing pictures of Marines doing what they do best. And all my friends were like, dude, why are you joining the Marine Corps? Why do you want to be in the Marines? Like, you're going to have to go to Iraq. I was like, man, don't even worry about it. That'll be over way before I get there. And here I am on my third tour. But man, that's how faith works. So, left for boot camp, or graduated high school. Didn't go to my senior prom because my date backed out on me. Like, me and my girlfriend were planning to go to prom. We broke up. Still were gonna go to prom. Had like the tux, the flowers, the dress, like everything already, the tickets, everything ready to go. All we were waiting for was the day. Probably about 4 days before prom, she goes, I can't go to prom with you. And I was like, excuse me? And she's like, I can't go to prom with you. She's like, I can't do this, it's too hard. So I was like, fuck, you know, like, this sucks. And I took my tux back and then went to Men's Warehouse. I was like, I need to return my tux. And the guy's like, you can't. Like, trying to be funny. I was like, no, seriously, I have to return my tux. And he's like, well, what happened? And this really hot chick that worked there walks up. She goes, well, what happened? I was like, my girlfriend broke up with me. And then now she says she can't go to prom with me. So they return my tux. And the guy's like, all right, dude, I'm so sorry. I'll give you a full refund. And she goes, where does she live? I was like, why? She goes, because I'll go kick her ass for you. I was like, sweet. All right, you know, but after that, graduated high school, sat around for a month, just hanging out with my friends last I could, and then left for boot camp in July 7th of 03. Stood on the yellow footprints.
Okay, and you went to San Diego too.
Right, Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. There you go. Hey, I guess what we'll do from here is we'll go into kind of like your training real quick, and then I guess when you got out to your first unit, I assume it was some time before you actually went to Iraq.
Yes. Yeah. Well, of course, you know, 13 weeks of boot camp, which was actually, like, a lot of people say, oh, boot camp's hard. And like, I didn't really think it was that hard. Like, it was more fun for me than anything, you know, because I
imagine coming from a town where you had one stoplight.
Yeah, you know, it's like, you know, but it, like, actually, like, when I enlisted, I, you know, came from Denton and lived there since like 3rd grade. You know, eventually we moved out of the small town, got to the big town. That was kind of threw me off a little bit, but I still retain my redneck ways, and you know, just stuff we did for boot camp. Like, it was nothing. Like, compared to my freshman year in football, it was a joke. I mean, our coach, we were out there one day, fucking pouring rain. We had telephone poles lined up. We were doing bear crawls over the telephone poles. And it's wet, it's slick, it's muddy, we're falling in the mud, and if you miss a step, and then you're gonna go face first into this telephone pole and, you know, scratch your face up, and it just, like, it was fucking hell. But then again, it's Texas football, so that's what you expect. But so when I went into the Marine Corps, like, I didn't really know what to expect. Like, I wasn't expecting anything, so I wasn't gonna be disappointed. And when I got there, you know, it was a whole new world to me. Like, stuff was just different, you know.